the coming week. Adam, it's time for Rapid Fire, and I'll get things started off with a bit of a curly one. Who will be the first team to beat Avondale Heights this season?
Okay, I've had a look at their draw, and they've already played some of the contenders that they're going to be, I suppose, fighting for that premiership come September. So I suppose some of the hard games are already out the way. I've had a look at round 11, and I think Greenvale just might be that team that can knock them off. It's in round 11 at Section Road. We know Greenvale aren't 100% at the moment in terms of best 22. We know there's a few blokes that will be back sort of by mid-season. Eric Curett will be one of them, and we all expect Greenvale to pick up on their form sometime this season. So I think they might go 10-0 Avondale Heights, and by round 11 Greenvale might just be primed and ready to go, and they might just knock them off.
All right, I'm going to say Airport West, but not this weekend. I reckon second time around. I know it'll be at Canning Reserve, but by then Airport West should have Ryan Gale back and 100% fit. Of course, he was injured in the interleague match and hasn't even made his debut for the Eagles yet, and I reckon their midfield will have a bit more understanding, having played half the season together. It is a fair way away, though, and I think they'd be 13 or 14 and zip by that stage of the season. I gave Aberfeldy the kiss of death last week, Adam, suggesting they might go the season undefeated if they got through the match at Avondale Heights. Any chance then that we might do the same to Avondale Heights here, or do you think that they will, continue this winning streak, which has been so formidable to start the season?
Apologies in advance to Saad Ghazi and the boys in case that does happen this weekend, but I think your boys will get up against Airport West this week, and certainly it is going to be a good start to the year. It already has been a good start for Avondale Heights, but I agree with you, Teo. Airport West is one of those teams that can be world beaters sometimes, and they can get a scalp or two throughout the season. Teo, question 2 for Rapid Fire this week. How many wins will keep you in the Premier Division this year?
All right, I have been pretty conservative on this figure and keeping the score low. We haven't had a team with a 3 or a 4 win relegation for a couple of years now, and I reckon the magic number is 2. Now, that might seem a bit pessimistic about the Northern Saints' chances. Essendon Duda Stars, of course, still have the 2 head-to-heads with the Northern Saints to come, but I'm going to say that Paco, after their win to move to 2 wins at the weekend, I reckon they might already be safe. I reckon 2 wins is the magic number already. It's up to Northern Saints to go out and put the fear through the rest of the competition, and the Essendon Duda Stars need to start winning as well.
I'll tell you, 2 is way too low, but I'm happy to say 3. I reckon it's a very long season. We're only 3 rounds in, and as you said, Paco have already won 2 games, and I highly doubt that they'll stay up if they lose every single game for the rest of the season. So I'm going to go with 3. We know that Essendon Duda Stars are struggling. Northern Saints haven't had a win just yet, and Paco might not get many more throughout the year. Hopefully they do, but certainly they show good form in stages on Saturday, but hopefully they can get up. I don't think 2 is going to be enough, though, Teo.
Adam, will there be a century goal kicker in Division 2 this year?
There will be, but it's a question of how many. I think there will be at least 1, maybe 2, Teo. I know there's a few blokes at the moment that might be averaging 5 or 6 a game at the moment. And it's a division where there are going to be a lot of blowouts, but the modern game doesn't allow for bags of goals to be kicked week in, week out. So there may be 1 or 2. We did see Patrick Rose get there last year in Premier Division. So, yeah, I reckon there might be this year in Division 2.
Well, you say the modern game, Adam. Do you remember 1993?
No, Teo, I was 4 years old. So.
Well, that was when footy was at its best, because in 1993, in the AFL, we had Modra, Dunstall and Ablett all kick the ton. Would you believe Tony Lockett didn't? I think he might have been suspended for too many games that year. But I reckon we could have a repeat of 1993. There could be as many as 3 century goal kickers in Division 2. Matt Mickelson from Roxburgh Park's already got 18 through the first 3 weeks. You've got Greg O'Shea, who's kicking goals for Coburg Districts, and also Brendan Lucas, who's on fire for East Keilor. All 3 of them are in the teens already, and as you said, there will be blowouts and there will be opportunities to maybe fill the boots, and you need those sort of games to get you to the 100 over the course of 18 games. So I reckon a bit of old school footy, and we might see a number of century goal kickers in Division 2.
It's prediction time, Teo, for this week, round 4. Guarantee a winner in each of the 3 divisions.
All right, well, I think Aberfeldy will bounce back. I know we saw Pascoe Vale win and have a very emotional win at the weekend. I'm not suggesting there'll be any emotional fallout, but I just think that Aberfeldy will be spurred into action. Lock them in. Essendon for Division 1, gee, it's tough to guarantee anyone this weekend. With a little bit of confidence, but not a huge amount, I'm going to say West Meadows to get the job done against Hillside. And then in Division 2, well, it's kind of the cop-out, I suppose, but Coburg Districts versus Burnside Heights, you would suggest there's a bit of a mismatch there. But I don't actually like my chances of coming home with 3 from 3 on the locks this weekend.
Yeah, you're right, Teo. It's a tough round to predict these kind of things, but in Strathmore Community Bank Premier Division, I reckon Keilor gets the win over Essendon due to Stars, and I know that'll just put a bit more pressure on the due to Stars at the moment and Marcus Barham down there, because they probably should have won that game at Pascoe Vale last week. But I do think Keilor's start to the season has been quite good. They'll be wanting to build that momentum. They've had the week off, and I reckon they will get the job done there. Essendon for Division 1, I'm going with Glenroy. They're going to get their first win of the year against Craigieburn. Teo, I know you might not agree with that. We might get stuck into that in a moment, but I think Glenroy does get up this week. They will be desperate for a win. They don't want to go to 0-3 to start the season. And in Division 2, I've gone with the easy option as well, Teo, but obviously East Keilor against East Sunbury. This might be the kind of year where percentage might become a bit of a factor at the top end of the ladder, and I know East Keilor will be hoping they can really boost theirs and really set their season up quite nicely.
All right, Adam, upset special time. Sniff an upset, predict an upset, maybe even guarantee an upset. Who do you like and how much do you like them?
Well, I have liked Keilor Park for a lot of the year, but you boys have let me down, unfortunately. So I'm going to go with Jacana to beat Keilor Park this week. This is the kind of game that Jacana will really be eyeing off, and we spoke about earlier in the show just how open Division 2 might be compared to previous years, and this will be the kind of game where Jacana will look at Keilor Park and they'll be right there for the taking, certainly. So I'm going with Jacana this week.
Wow, off the bandwagon. All right, I'm not going to predict an upset. I thought long and hard about this, and I'm just getting a little sniff of an upset, and I reckon it might be Craigieburn to break their duck against Glenroy. Now, I don't think this is necessarily because of the two teams being close in standard, but maybe more that Craigieburn might target this game. They know that Glenroy is really low morale, had a frustrating start to the season. They pushed West Coburg. I understand that they were right in the game early in the third quarter, and then, of course, West Coburg clicked into gear and the gulf in class became evident. So I'm not suggesting that Craigieburns a better team than Glenroy, but I think if I was going to go for the upset special this weekend, they're the team I might be looking at.
Teo, we're going to be at Tullamarine this weekend for EDFL Match of the Day, not 8.9 Northwest FM and Team App. Make sure you tune in for that one. It's our first Division 1 game for the year as well on the radio, and it's a very interesting game. Tullamarine versus West Coburg. Who's your tip?
All right, well, Tullamarine, it's a big day for them. They've got their 40th anniversary get-together, lots of past players coming down to the club, and I'm sure that'll be a great function. But with that said, it is hard to go past West Coburg. They're going at 135 points per game. To put that in context, Northern Saints last season, the juggernaut, averaged 133. So West Coburg have come out of the blocks. They're kicking 20, 21, 22, 23 goals a game. That's hard form to stop, and I suspect that they will keep that form rolling at Tullamarine in what should be a cracking game, especially given Tullamarine's form in final quarters. Regardless of the margin at three-quarter time, I think we'll have a reason to talk up Tulla.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Ash Manning's men don't want to be coming back from three-quarter time like they have in the first couple of weeks, and they won't allow West Coburg to kick 25-odd goals this week. It's going to be a very close game. It's very hard to predict, but I'm going to stick with Tulla at home.
That's it for EDFL Web TV this week. On your screen right now, you're seeing Craig Robbins from Pascoe Vale. He was our Sporting Globe player of the match in the win against Essendon Doodle Stars. He got a $40 voucher to spend right here at 690 Mount Alexander Road in Moonee Ponds. You're seeing appear on your screen right now our social media networks. You can visit all of those, and also essendondfl.com.au, the official website of the EDFL. Adam, before we go, what are you looking forward to the most out of the coming weekend?
Yeah, look, in Premier Division, I'm very much looking forward to the Avondale Heights and Airport West game, and also in Division 2, it's the Keilor Park and Jacana. They're two very interesting games, and we're very much looking forward to the scores coming through while we're on radio doing the Division 1 game, West Coburg, Tullamarine, which is going to be another cracker as well.
And don't forget, you can hear all of it on Northwest FM 98.9, northwestfm.org on your PC, or if you've got a smartphone, just get the EDFL Team app, absolutely free. Search for EDFL and go through and find the live radio button, and you'll be able to hear the Northwest FM coverage. From the Sporting Globe, my name's Teo Pellizzeri. He's Adam Sarakoglu. Thank you for your company on EDFL Web TV, and we'll see you next time.